The technique of solving proportions can also be used to convert between measurements. Using that technique, you should be able to convert from feet to inches, from pounds to ounces, etc. The key thing is to start off with what you know. So for example, if you are given a problem where you are asked to convert from hours to minutes, you start off with the fact that 1 hour is 60 minutes. Set up your proportion and then solve. We will demonstrate this with a few examples. Here's an example of how proportions can be used to convert between measurements. If we are asked to convert 2 hours into minutes, we start with what we know. We know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. That's where we start from. And if we know this, then we can represent our proportion. This should be equal to, what am I given in the question? In the question I am given 2 hours. Therefore the 2 hours goes on top. So 2 hours is X amount of minutes. And from there I apply my proportion in order to solve. 1 times X is X. And then 60 times 2 is 120. Therefore, 2 hours is 120 minutes. This problem could have simply been done by multiplying, but some students confuse whether they should multiply or divide. Therefore, the proportion setup or the proportion techniques guarantees that you do the problem the right way. Here's another example. We are asked to convert 2 minutes into hours. If we are asked to convert 2 minutes into hours, we apply exactly the same technique. We start with exactly what we know. We know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. Therefore, we represent our proportion. This should be equal to, I am given 2 minutes. Therefore, my 2 minutes goes below. 2 minutes is X amount of hours. And from there again I apply my ratio technique, my proportion technique. 60 times X would be 60X. And then 1, I have an equal sign as usual. And then 1 times 2 is 2. Remember, we try to get the variable by itself. Therefore, since 60 is multiplied to X, we need to divide by 60 on both sides. If I divide by 60, this would mean that X would be equal to 2 divided by 60. And then you notice that this is a fraction that can be simplified. Therefore, X is equal to 1 over 30. This makes sense. This makes sense because 2 minutes is actually a fraction of an hour. And the fraction of an hour that it is 1/30th of an hour. A last example. We are asked how many pounds is 4 ounces. So I have 4 ounces and I need to convert that into pounds. From your knowledge, you would know that 1 pound is the same thing as 16 ounces. If 1 pound is 16 ounces, then I can write exactly what is given to me in the problem. I am given 4 ounces. Therefore, the 4 ounces goes at the bottom and this should be X amount of pounds. I apply my same cross multiplication technique. Therefore, 16 times X would be 16X. Equal sign returns. And then 1 times 4 is 4. Again, I want to get my X by itself, therefore I need to divide by 16, since 16 is multiplied to the X. Therefore, X is equal to 4 divided by 16. Notice that this fraction can be simplified, therefore X is the same thing as 1 over 4 pounds. So, 4 ounces is actually 1/4 of a pound. So we can use our ratio and proportion to convert different units of measurements.